Good morning, Pastor Brian here. Thank you for joining me today as we read a psalm a day. Today we are on Psalm 77. I'll be reading from the Common English Bible as I do each time that we get together this way. And we are going to jump right into Psalm 77. I cry out loud to God so that He can hear me. During the day when I'm in trouble, I look for my Lord. At night, my hands are still outstretched and I don't grow numb. My whole being refuses to be comforted. I remember God and I moan. I complain and my spirit grows tired. You've kept my eyelids from closing. I'm so upset I can't even speak. I think about days long past. I remember years that seem an eternity in the past. I meditate with my heart at night. I complain and my spirit keeps searching. Will my Lord reject me forever? Will he never be pleased again? Has his faithful love come to a complete end? In his promise over for future generations? Has God forgotten how to be gracious? Has he angrily stopped up his compassion? It's my misfortune, I thought, that the strong hand of the Most High is different now. But I will remember the Lord's deeds. Yes, I will remember your wondrous acts from times long past. I will meditate on all your works. I will ponder your deeds. God, your way is holiness. Who is as great a God as you, God? You are the God who works wonders. You have demonstrated your strength among all peoples. With your mighty arm, you redeemed your people. Redeemed the children of Jacob and Joseph. The waters saw you, God. The waters saw you and reeled. Even the deep depths shook. The clouds poured water, the skies cracked thunder. Your arrows were flying all around. The crash of your thunder was in the swirling storm. Lightning lit up the whole world. The earth shook and quaked. Your way went straight through the sea. Your pathways went right through the mighty waters. But your footprints left no trace. You led your people like sheep under the care of Moses and Aaron. Well, that's the end of Psalm 77. What do you think? What did you hear? What did you like? What didn't you like? Pick out that thing that really kind of stuck out to you and really kind of spoke to you. One of the things that stuck out to me is how much this psalm is kind of a psalm of remembering. The psalmist remembers the times in which God was there for the psalmist. And then because of that, he kind of complains and wonders, where is God? Remembering those times where God was, and then all of a sudden feeling like God wasn't there anymore. I kind of get that you kind of then wonder, where is God? And then the psalm switches, like some of them do, or many of them do, remembering again God's just mighty acts and mighty deeds and the faithfulness of God. And I think just as important is the faithfulness of the psalmist. The psalmist talks about how, he's going to hold on to that faith, that he's going to remember all of those things that God did. And that even though he's going through all these difficult situations, these difficult things in his life, feeling, whether that's true, well, I don't think it's true at all, but, just feeling like God's not there, even though God probably is. And the psalmist just doesn't recognize it at the moment. Like we don't recognize things in our difficult, darkest times. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We just get so caught up. But then switching that mindset and saying, you know what, God, you've always been faithful. I will stay faithful. I'm not going to give up on you just because times are hard and I'm having a hard time. But to hold fast to God, knowing that God is held fast to God's people all the time. And so probably, and the psalm doesn't say this, but probably recognizing that this difficult time, this feeling of this delayed response or interaction from God is really just not something that exists. It's not something that is really happening. And maybe it's just perception, and that God is there, God is present, God is alive and active. So that's what I got out of today's psalm. That's kind of what spoke to me, is that recognition of being faithful, not giving up on God, and remembering that God never gave up on God's people ever. And so that dualness of us not giving up on God, and recognizing and remembering that God never gave up on us. So take care of yourselves. Write anything down that stuck out to you this day. Stay safe. We'll see you next time, and God bless.